Out of all of the products from Colourpop's huge lineup, the Super Shock Shadow formula, that is actually my favorite. It's what I prefer for blushes, what I prefer for the highlighters, and for the eyeshadows too. I absolutely love it. Now, if you also are a heavy user of that particular formula, you know that it's a little tricky, or can be tricky, as far as to really get it to not only blend out on your skin, but to just look believable. Like if you were using a powder product, for example. The 5-piece set that I picked out from Amazon comes in various colors. You can pick out the flesh color, which is what I chose because I wanted to see the product on the actual silicone material. It also comes in clear, and it also comes where each brush might be a different color as far as the silicone. So you do have some options there. What led to the discovery of using the silicone brushes only for Colourpop Super Shock formula were the foundation brushes. I would just call them foundation. Now, I thought to myself, let me go ahead and just see how it would blend in my foundation versus the actual Molly one, the Silla sponge that I have. And I still use that one too, just from time to time. I like how you can press and pat that one in, and it smooths out and blends the foundation. So I was just kind of thinking that these would do the same. But unfortunately, it wasn't like that. When you put it on, your foundation on, and you start, whether just like moving like you would in the circular motions to buff in with a regular brush, the foundation looks streaky. It looks streaky on my face. And so what I did is I had to pull in a brush afterwards and kind of blend and buff it out. So I didn't want to use these for foundation. And I also didn't want to use it for like a cream product, contour, cream bronzer, any of that, because I just figured if it's not going to blend in foundation, it's not going to blend in those cream products as well. It just dawned on me, well, these are like cream products, even though it dries down to like a matte finish powder. Let me try it with these brush heads, the silicone, and I'm telling you, it was smooth sailing after that. The silicone brush heads will apply the Super Shock formula exactly how it would look if you did it with your fingers. We're talking to a T. So I'm going to show you right now a swatch with just my fingers, and then here's a swatch with the brush head. Same thing. I can't tell a difference. And believe me, I was looking up in a magnifying mirror. This size brush head I like to use for the blush. And sometimes I'll use the larger one. It really just depends on which one just happens to be sitting there, to be honest. But I tend to reach for this one for the blush. And same as you would with your fingers, treat the brush exactly how you would with your fingers. If you go in and you swirl with your finger, go in circular motions and swirl with the brush. If you go in the formula and you tap it on and then you tap, tap, tap on your fingers, do the same thing with the silicone. It's not going to move the product around. It's not going to even pick up too much. I think it picks up the same amount and the perfect amount, and then you go right onto your cheeks. This is the size brush that I like to reserve for the highlighter. So in the demonstration, I'm showing Wisp and Glow Up. I just mixed both of them together. This is actually kind of like what I like to wear in everyday life. What I like to do is either, again, circular motions or tap tap inside the product, and then I can just start to already go in and blend out the cream onto my cheeks. Or, as I'm going to show you, you can just stripe it on, just go and then start to blend it out, and it still blends out the product. The biggest advantage I see with using this silicone material for the Super Shock formula is, first off, it builds up the intensity of the color, whether it's the blush or the highlighter. You start to get a stronger effect faster versus if you use your fingers or use a synthetic brush. And that's just something that I've seen because of my skin tone. I tend to have to kind of go in a couple times with my finger or the brush to get that desired intensity. But with these, no, it goes in, like I said, it just applies that color. And then it's up to us to go in and really kind of blend out the product. The second advantage is, of course, I see cleaning. All I have to do is take a wet wipe and just wipe the product off of the silicone. It just slides right off. If you want to run it underneath some water, you can do that. You can spray some rubbing alcohol. Again, just wipe it off with the cloth. It comes right off. No fuss, no mess. I love that. So this has been my new way I have been applying my Super Shock formula, and I hope this has been helpful for you. If you are someone who is tired of using their fingers, you're tired of using synthetic brushes, or you're like me and you're always trying to find something new, something to improve, make it faster, more efficient in my everyday makeup routine, you never know. You might like it. Thank you very much for stopping by, spending some time with me. I always appreciate that. If this video, again, has been helpful for you, please like, please subscribe on your way out. Have a wonderful day or evening. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.